Denver mattress and
This is the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz, brought to you by Gate City Bank and Pepsi.
Welcome into the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz. I'm Rob Hipp. A great game today, Coach. 49-26 victory here to get things going in the second round of the playoffs, going up against the Montana's team. A tough team, but taking care of business. Just your overall thoughts on this ball game.
Excited about for the most part, the overall execution, both offensively, defensively, and special teams. Probably some areas of improvement that we can hone in on this week. But when you can score, 49 points in a playoff game and, limit a team to probably close to 300 yards, significantly underneath their average and hold them below their season average in points and, get pressure consistently on the quarterback in your run games, working at a high level, it's a good day.
Cam Miller kind of picking up right where he left off, 2 touchdowns out of the gate on the ground. Just talk a little bit about his performance getting started.
Well, the one run was a huge run. And, again, Cam showing his athleticism, doing a nice job. The quarterback run game's really taken off the last couple of weeks, and something that we've been able to utilize not only with Cam but with Cole as well. And then under center, inside zone, and we were able to move the line of scrimmage and create a crease, and Kobe and T-Mac running really hard.
Boy, how about the play? Some of the guys, we talk a lot about Cody Heisman forcing a fumble, Cole Wesneski picking that up for a score. Got to be proud of those guys. Talk a little bit about that play.
Well, it was third down, had a line game on. Cody came wrapping around through the A-gap and finished on the quarterback with a big strip, and then our guys did a great job of trying to scoop and score during the course of the game.
Talk a little bit, too, in that first half, just your team, again, responding to adversity. 1 of 4 on third downs, a little bit of difficulty moving the chains, but still found a way to respond.
Well, yeah, we'd scored some points. We had scored 2 early touchdowns, then kind of slowed down a little bit, but coming out of the second half, defense did a great job of getting a stop, and then big plays, explosive plays, and those are exciting.
Let's take a look at first half highlights presented by Gate City Bank.
Improvement last week, only 4 penalties in their first round win against SEMO. Johnson had a clean pocket, but it closes fast. There's Spencer Wagey. Get a little more in the archive for him. So back on the ground, and North Dakota State moves it again with Kobe Johnson. And those two will get a bulk of the carries today. Miller off the play fake. Throws deep downfield, and that is caught. Hauk was right there, and Mathis steals it away for a first down. Wow. Johnson ran for 12, then 21, then Mathis with a 20-plus yard run. Here's the design quarterback run with Miller. He's into the end zone again with his legs.
Oh, man, that's outstanding.
He's gone after Ford twice. He's made 2 plays. Now Miller back on the ground after his touchdown into open space. Cam Miller running away from the Grizz defense. Another score. He had the stick after the 4-yard run. Here's Eli Green, the speedy redshirt freshman, threw an arm tackle, and he's got a first down. Tutsi, who Matt Entz called an all-American level kid, one of the captains for this Bison team, makes it 3rd and 8. And Johnson goes down. And with the chain set, clock moving. Still all 3 timeouts for the Grizz. And Johnson, pocket collapses, and down he goes. So Johnson sacked. It's Dylan Hendricks. This play could determine how aggressive the Bison get in trying to get the ball back. Johnson with pressure again. Ball's out, flags out. Darrett scoops it up, and the ball's free from him. Scramble for it at the goal line, and North Dakota State on top of it for a touchdown.
Let's take a look at first half stats presented by Nodak Insurance. Coach, going back to the first half, 142 yards on the ground. Got to be happy with just that rushing performance. A lot of explosive plays, as you mentioned.
Well, definitely. Anytime we can run the football and move it consistently, we're going to have an opportunity to win time of possession. Convert on hopefully some third and shorts during the course of the game, but pleased with how we finished the game, and 142 yards at half is a solid day against a good football team.
Going up against a Montana team, does a pretty good job against the rush, also the pass, but you guys were holding your own in this ball game, especially with Malik Flowers.
Yep, a really good wide receiver. Then you throw on top of that, has had tremendous success, kick returns. And so, kind of a double-edged sword, but I thought our kids did a good job, and we did a really good job on some of the RPO game that they wanted to try to, utilize during the course of the game, early in the game.
Also, quite a few sacks in this game. Spencer Wagey getting in on the action among other guys. Just how happy were you with those performances there?
Well, I thought we played really well up front. Having Tony Pierce back was a big asset, and kids played hard.
We'll have the second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank right after this.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field also build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
The hunt is on, and it's about to get loud.
For decades, Nodak Insurance Company has been serving our state's residents in good times and challenging times. We come together for the greater good, from simple acts of kindness to company-wide efforts that make a difference in our community. It's who we are, rooted in North Dakota and ready to serve when it matters most. Nodak Insurance Company, agents with answers.
Another rock and roll weekend.
Burgers, better with Pepsi.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz. As always, I'm Rob Hipp. 49-26 today over Montana here in the second round. Coach, talking a little bit just about that second half, the running game really getting going, just continuing that domination. How proud of you were the guys? A lot of different backs getting the ball and scoring touchdowns.
Yeah, we kind of came out, used a different scheme in the second half. You saw T-Mac, you saw Kobe, you saw TK, all have success on the ground, and really pleased with the guys up front, offensive line, tight ends, moving the line of scrimmage, and then our kids just finishing in the end zone. Explosive plays, good drives, really kind of using up the clock, and that was beneficial.
Code Green defense getting some momentum off of a Nick Kubitz interception as well. I know that you got to like what you're seeing from him as he continues to build with this program.
Yeah, Luke Wirtz got banged up. I mean, saving graces, we've been playing both those kids equally all year long, and all of a sudden someone gets banged up. It's not woe's us, he's already played. I mean, he's got 300 snaps under his belt, and big cover 2 pick down there, running the middle run through, and did a great job of, as you saw, a lot of adjustments defensively today because a lot of different formations. Holding this Montana team to under 150 yards through the air, is that a lot of emphasis placed on that passing game? It was a great job today. Well, we thought they hadn't shown that they were going to be consistently committed to the run game, and so we felt like the explosive plays, the verticals. Their number one route concept is seams, and we felt we had to do a great job of making them one-dimensional. And if we could force them to have to run the football, we felt like it was, and play a lot of too-high defense, that we'd be successful.
Let's take a look at second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank.
And Cam Miller, one of the most efficient passers in the FCS, handing off, and Johnson out of a cannon. He's got open space. Angler's trying to get him, and Kobe Johnson is gone. Britt going down the sideline, 2 defenders down there, and Weber intercepts it. Williams in there, running back, and he sneaks out of the pile, and he's free. Oh, the surge had him, and Williams not to be denied into the end zone. Well, they do throw it, or try to throw it on first down, and Britt is sacked. You mentioned wanting these teams to play every year. 2015, they opened the season in Missoula. In the second round, they played in Fargo, with NDSU winning. Britt over the middle, intercepted. It's Kubitz in coverage at linebacker. He hits the sideline. And Montana can't get to him with the cutback. Kubitz inside the 10.
The inevitable of what can happen. You don't want to go home, and you can see both teams playing, fighting tooth and nail for that.
Johnson broke out for a big run earlier. Has another seam. One guy to beat. Johnson turning on the Jets again. North Dakota State and South Dakota State, both top 3 seeds, the 2 left standing out of the Missouri Valley Football Conference. Here's Britt, and Hendricks had the first hit, and he's cleaned up. And it's Miller, the starting quarterback, motioning out. And Payton to the edge, getting a block from Miller, the typical starting quarterback. And Payton with the shoulder pads down for a first down.
And Miller picks up 2 blocks on that one.
And he's the backup to Cam Miller, but they've used both a lot of the year. And here's Marshall to the edge. And he rams his way in for a touchdown.
Let's take a look at final stats presented by Nodak Insurance. The Bison, the staple is there, 453 yards on that ground game. A lot of that coming in the second half. We've already talked about it, but, man, you come out here, 6 more rushing touchdowns today. Got to be happy with how those guys played. You mentioned Tamarick Williams earlier, another explosive play from him.
Yeah, I mean, finishing with over 100 yards rushing, scoring a couple touchdowns himself. I mean, just, you know, when we have the depth that we do at running back, and I know we've had some people get banged up, but, you know, in the playoffs, we got to lean on our good players, and we got a couple really good running backs back there that we can lean on. And, you know, again, I've said it 100 times, and I'll say it 100 more. We couldn't do all this without our offensive line and our tight ends, and even the skill kids blocking downfield are so critical.
We saw a play too, Cam Miller going in rushing for a touchdown. There was a good block by TK Marshall, so those guys are making those plays, helping them get in as well.
Effort plays, right? That's why you play hard. You know, Tamarick Williams, his touchdown looked like he was bottled up, and all of a sudden he pops out the backside. That's why you play hard. That's why I'm so excited about how we played today and where we're moving as a program and as a team. One thing you always look forward to is the turnovers +2 in that turnover margin. Yep. That's a good day. It is. I mean, you're going to put yourself in a great situation to win games. You know, probably someone has greater analytics than I do right now, but being +2, probably a high percentage or high probability of winning. Let's go now to Logan Campbell with our Nodak Insurance player of the game, Kobe Johnson.
Kobe, it was a 1-point game at one point during this game. Next possession, you were able to touch the ball, take it 75 yards, the longest touchdown this season. What was going through your head in that moment?
We just needed to make a play. We came out the second half, that first drive, didn't go the way we wanted to. The defense, they did what they had to do. We got the ball back. The offense knew we had to make a play, and that's what happened. So, I mean, there's nothing too much special about it. I seen the hole, and I just hit it. So that's all there is to that. So, I mean.
Got a little bit chippy out there, Kobe. Entz grabbed you guys together after Spencer's injury. What did he say to you guys?
he was just telling us to stay level-headed, not get to their level with the chippiness, worry about us, not to talk back, with the trash talk and all that. But when you're in a competitive situation like that, your emotions can sometimes get the best of you. But I think overall we did a good job controlling that, for sure.
Next drive, you then take it 73 yards to the house. I mean, how fired up were you after that moment?
I mean, it was a lot of frustration, but we were able to turn that frustration and use it on the field the right way. The O-line, they did a great job just mauling guys off the line of scrimmage. That's what they do week in and week out, and I just capitalized on that.
Kobe, quarterfinals next week. What will be the mentality heading into this week of practice?
The mentality is stay hungry 1 week at a time. We understand that it's one game season, so you could be one and done. So just having that chip on our shoulder that we got to keep moving, keep pushing, keep fighting, lay it all on the line because any game could be the last game.
Kobe, congratulations. Kobe Johnson, our NODAC Insurance Player of the Game. Rob, back to you.
Thank you, Logan. Kobe, got a chance to interview him just a couple of days ago. Very, very humble young man, been with this program for several years. Just talk about the impact that he has.
Well, he's a captain, so I mean he has a great impact. And he continues to come out of his shell. These runs today, he's just keep feeding it to him, and he's going to pop one. He's a 10-600 guy coming out of high school. He's running as strong and as physical as I remember in his career, and then he's covering kicks. He's on special teams. He's a selfless player, and has become an unbelievable Bison.
Finished up with over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. A couple more of explosive plays from him as well. There was one where he just got behind the line, bounced his way forward, and then found a hole and ran it down.
Yep. Well, the last touchdown, I know. I mean, he pulled away from the Grizzly defense right there. That shows his burst and his top end speed that he has, and that was really impressive.
With so much depth in that backfield, do you feel like maybe he's emerging? He already has, really, but do you feel he's taking on more of maybe a lead role at that position?
Well, his leadership, being a captain, we've asked him to do some of those things. I mean, again, special teams, offensive snaps, he's doing a lot for us, but, we're going to need everybody. This time of the year, it's more and more physical every day, and, we're going to play really good teams here in the future, so we got to take advantage of all of our talent.
We'll step aside and take a break, and when we come back, we'll learn about true freshman defensive lineman Logan Larson.
Better starts with convenience. Better starts with trust. You can trust that your pre-approval is guaranteed on closing day, which is one less thing to worry about. Better starts with saving you money. No ATM fees and no minimum balances mean how you spend your money is up to you. Because at Gate City Bank, better starts with you. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
I live for adventure. Whether it's playing professional football or the solitude of being in the great outdoors. Through all my adventures, one thing I do know, life is unpredictable and full of change. Thankfully, some things remain the same. Important things like service, quality, expertise, and trust. From my childhood to today, Shields has my trust because it has been right there with me for all my adventures. Shields, right there with you.
Powerful and playful. Delicate and precise. Bold and carefree. It's the way you move, and it moves us. To deliver care for your whole family. To provide options beyond the expected. To help you leave pain in the past and find your way forward. Orthopedics and sports medicine at Sanford Health.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz. And this week's Olaf Anderson feature, WDAY's Dom Izzo visits with true freshman defensive lineman Logan Larson.
I think it's been a good transition for me because the older guys are always there to support you. I think they're trying to make you do the little things correct, but I think that's the biggest part of why NDSU is so successful. And I'm here to play my part and do everything I can to help the program succeed.
So I know everybody's goal is to play when they get here, but honestly, what was the goal when you got here for your freshman year?
Honestly, just to get better. Every year, I just want to get better, exceed at the level in which I play, and I was fortunate enough to get an opportunity to get up there and practice with the older guys, and every moment that I have, I'm just going to take advantage of it.
All right, so tell me about that conversation. Like, was it during fall camp and things were going well, or is it even when you got ready for the start of the season, said, hey, we're going to bring you up?
So there's a little bit of talk about it during fall camp, but it was mostly once Eli went down. That's when they let me know I was going to start practicing with them, and it was a good change for me. I mean, I liked it, practicing, and those guys are the biggest help to me. I mean, I thank them so much. They teach me everything. I'm asking them little questions, trying to get better, and they're always there for me.
So dressing, I mean, just you've been out there and to do that. If I would have told you that a couple months ago, would you have believed me?
No, but I had faith in myself. I knew that if the opportunity were to show up, that I'd be ready at any moment, and I'm ready to go at any time.
It's always great to just catch up with these young players. You and I have talked a lot about the true freshmen, the impact that they're making. Just how has Logan started to fit in with this program?
Well, he's learning, trying to develop in the weight room. Coach Kramer's doing a great job with Devo lifts, and he's dressed a few times. Just trying to incrementally get better every day, and that's what's exciting. Great young man, good family from East Ridge High School down in Minneapolis, and excited about what the future looks like for him.
When you look at guys like a true freshman such as Logan, what role do they have?
Well, scout team is going to be where they're going to see the most action during the course of the week, and as you guys know, that's such a critical piece for our development and game plan installation during Monday through Thursday.
Played a little bit of offense in high school as well, and of course playing defense here. What does that experience on the offensive side help on the defensive side?
Maybe it helps a little bit, but I think mostly it's when we come here, we anticipate we got to start from scratch and teach them everything, and that way they understand what's required from playing the position that they play here at NDSU.
Well, in this week's Great Clip, Great Question of the Game, brought to you by Great Clips. It's from Sue in Grand Forks. Coach, she asked, what is your biggest concern during the playoffs?
Health. You got to stay healthy at this time of the year. You're kind of in the final run, and making sure you have the right people available is always critical, or maintaining your depth is extremely critical at this time.
We'll step aside, take a break. There's more to come on the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz.
This is Jack. Jack loves sports, and since he banks at Gate City Bank, he can show his spirit right on his debit card. Even better, Gate City Bank will donate $10 to his favorite local school. And when Jack's friends cheer on their favorite teams, those schools receive $10 too. Plus, Jack and his friends score every day with free ATMs worldwide. Now that's always a win. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Bison Nation, this is head football coach Matt Entz. With all that goes into leading the Bison to victory, the last thing I want to worry about is the clothing I need to look and feel my best. I shop at Halberstadt's West Acres because I trust that they provide me with everything I need for meetings at the office, press conferences, and casual Bison attire. With plenty of options for sport coats, shirts, denim, suits, shoes, and accessories, I'm confident that when I need anything and everything menswear, Halberstadt's West Acres has me
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz. Coach, as we wrap it up, know now that we're playing Sanford, still got a lot of homework on the back end to do, but this is a team that comes in here as the 6th seed. What are you looking forward to in this matchup?
Well, if they're the 6th seed and they're in the quarterfinals, you know that they're a good football team, and we're going to need to dive in and peel back all the layers and get a good understanding of them. That's what Sunday and Monday are for. Monday night installation of the game plan goes in, and we need to continue to elevate our play, continue to demand more and more out of our players. But playoff football is exciting in Fargo in December.
The games continue on. Coach, final question before we wrap it up. I wanted to make sure we talk about this NDSU Giving Day just a few days ago, and just talk about the impact. So many in Bison Nation and so many supporters helping out through that. What does that do for your program?
Well, Giving Day this year, the emphasis was our Excellence Fund, and our Excellence Fund can only be used towards improving and enhancing the experience of our student athletes, and so it's a budget line item that's just for our players. And so we do a lot of different things with that, different experiences, bring people into campus, take players off campus, and it makes Bison football different than a lot of other programs out there. We routinely talk about that we're one of one as a program, and the support and the energy that our fans and people in this community give us is one of one as well.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate your time. Congratulations on the win today. Looking forward to the next one coming up.
You bet. Thank you.
We'll wrap it up. You can follow GoBison.com for the latest tickets and scheduling information. And as always, horns up and go Bison.
Today's Bison Football Show with Coach Matt Entz has been presented by Gate City Bank and Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.